Have you ever had one of those months where, on paper, you should be fine? Like, you didn't do anything reckless. You didn't buy a jet ski. You didn't gamble your paycheck on crypto named after a dog. And yet somehow you're staring at your bank account thinking, wait, where did it go? Because it's not just that you're broke. It's that you're tired of being careful and still feeling stuck. You pay your bills, you skip some fun stuff, you try to be responsible. But the stress never really leaves. It just hums quietly in the background, like a fridge that's a little too loud at night. And what messes with your head is that everyone around you seems to be doing okay. Not rich necessarily, just lighter, less tense, like money isn't constantly pressing on their chest. And you start wondering, is there something wrong with me? Am I just bad at money? Did I miss some secret class everyone else took? Honestly, that question is what got me obsessed with this stuff in the first place. My name's Bem, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, human behavior, and why some people stay stuck financially, even when they're doing everything right. Not because I cracked the code early, I didn't, but because I kept stepping into the same invisible holes over and over and wondering why the ground kept disappearing under me. And here's the uncomfortable truth I wish someone had told me earlier. Most people aren't poor because they're irresponsible. They're poor because they're trapped inside systems, habits, and beliefs that quietly drain them without ever triggering alarm bells. That's what makes these traps dangerous. They don't feel like mistakes. They feel normal, rational, even smart. So, in this video, we're not talking about budgeting spreadsheets or skipping lattes or grinding harder. We're talking about the subtle money traps that exist specifically in 2026. The kind that look harmless, even helpful, but slowly keep you running in place. And if you stick with me, I think you'll start seeing your own financial life a little differently. Not with shame, not with panic, but with clarity. And honestly, that changes everything. Trap number 1. The I'll fix it later financial mindset. There's this quiet promise a lot of us make to ourselves. I'll get serious about money later, later when I earn more, later when things calm down. Later when life stops throwing curveballs, and it sounds reasonable, right? Responsible even. Because you're not saying never, you're saying not now. But here's the problem. Later is where financial accountability goes to die. I've noticed this pattern in myself and almost everyone I talk to. As long as money stress feels temporary, we don't change anything fundamental. We just cope. We move stuff around, we delay payments. We tell ourselves this month was an exception. But in 2026, temporary financial pressure has quietly become permanent. Rent didn't spike, and come back down subscriptions didn't stay optional, prices didn't reset. So when you keep waiting for a calmer future that never actually arrives, you end up drifting. You're not making bad decisions, you're just not making any decisions at all. It's like driving with one hand on the wheel, telling yourself you'll grab it properly once the road straightens out. Except the road doesn't straighten out anymore. Why this matters is simple. Money rewards direction, not perfection. You don't need a master plan, you need a stance, a posture, actionable takeaway. Pick one financial decision you've been postponing because it feels too serious. That's a 10 and just one. Face it early. Clumsy action beats perfect delay every time. Trap number 2, lifestyle optimization that's actually just expensive coping. This one's sneaky. In 2026, we've gotten really good at justifying spending by calling it optimization. Meal kits because time is money. Premium apps because mental health. Upgraded everything because I deserve peace. And look, some of that is valid. Life is stressful. You're allowed to want comfort. But here's the line most people don't notice crossing. When spending stops being a tool and starts being emotional anesthesia. I caught myself doing this during a rough stretch. I wasn't buying things because I needed them. I was buying them to feel handled. Like someone, anyone, had things under control. And companies know this. They design pricing around exhaustion, around decision fatigue, around the quiet desperation of not wanting to think anymore. The danger isn't the purchase, it's the pattern. Because once your baseline lifestyle is built around avoiding discomfort, your financial flexibility disappears. You don't notice it at first, but suddenly every downgrade feels like punishment. Why this matters? Wealth grows in the gap between what you can afford and what you choose to tolerate. Actionable takeaway. Audit one recurring expense and ask honestly, is this solving a real problem or numbing one? Trap number 3. Confusing cash flow with progress. This trap messes with your head. You feel okay because money is coming in. Bills are getting paid, nothing's on fire, but nothing's actually building either. In 2026, a lot of people are surviving on cash flow momentum. Freelance income, side hustles, variable streams, it looks dynamic, it feels productive. But if income goes up and your stress stays the same, something's off. I remember a phase where I made more money than ever and felt poorer than before. Because every dollar already had a job. Future me never got invited to the conversation. Why this matters? Cash flow keeps you alive. Assets make you free. Actionable takeaway. Redirect just one income stream, even a small one, towards something that compounds instead of disappears. Trap number 4, outsourcing financial thinking to smart tools. This one hurts a little. We trust apps now more than ourselves. Autosave, auto-invest, auto-pay. And those tools are helpful until they replace awareness. I've seen people with 5 financial apps who couldn't tell you their net worth if their life depended on it. When money becomes abstract, emotional accountability disappears. You stop feeling the trade-offs. Why this matters? Tools don't build wealth. Decisions do. Actionable takeaway: once a month, manually review everything. No dashboards, just numbers. It reconnects you to reality. Trap number 5, thinking you're bad at money. This belief is poison. If you label yourself as bad with money, you stop expecting growth. You stop experimenting. You stop trusting yourself. I believed this for years. And honestly, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Most people aren't bad at money. They're untrained. And training is learnable. Why this matters? Identity shapes behavior. Actionable takeaway: replace "I'm bad with money" with "I'm learning money." It sounds small, it changes everything. Trap number 6, social comparison without context. Instagram is not reality. LinkedIn is not reality. Your coworker's car is not reality. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel and letting that comparison guide your spending. Why this matters? Comparison inflates lifestyle faster than income. Actionable takeaway: compete only with past you. That's the only comparison with full data. Trap number 7, waiting for confidence before action. This is the quietest trap of all. You think once you feel ready, you'll act. But confidence comes after motion, not before. I didn't feel confident making better money decisions. I felt scared, awkward, slow. And then, months later, I felt capable. Why this matters? Momentum creates belief. Actionable takeaway: do one small, slightly uncomfortable money action this week. Let confidence catch up later. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this, it's this. You're not behind because you're lazy or broken or irresponsible. You're behind because modern money is designed to keep you reactive, distracted, pacified. And once you see that, the shame lifts a little. These traps don't mean you failed. They mean you're human in a system that profits from you staying tired. But here's the quiet, powerful part. Awareness breaks patterns. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily. Every time you pause before an automatic decision. Every time you choose intention over impulse. Every time you stop waiting for later. That's how things change. Not with hype. Not with hustle culture, but with clarity, patience, and self-respect. You don't need to become a different person. You just need to stop stepping into invisible holes. And once you do, the ground gets a lot more solid. All right, take a breath. You've got this.